Hi everyone, it's Miss Catalano, and today I'm going to teach you how to use the Pythagorean theorem to find a missing hypotenuse. Now your hypotenuse is also known as your C value. So how to find the C value or the hypotenuse. Remember, the Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So we need to figure out what our A and B values are in order to figure out what C is. So what is A, what is B? They're both legs, which means the straight, not diagonal sides of the triangle. But which one is A and which one is C or B? A is the vertical side, the one that goes up and down. In this case, our side that goes up and down is 11 units long. 11 is my A value. My B value is the base of the triangle. The base or the bottom is 4, so B is equal to 4. I have A, which is my up and down vertical side, is 11, and B, which is my bottom, my left to right, my horizontal side, is 4. Now I have to use these two numbers, plug them into the equation to solve for C. Our first step is to plug in A and B into the equation. So A is now 11. So instead of writing A squared, I'm going to write 11 squared. B, we just said, was 4. So instead of adding it to B squared, I'm going to add it to 4 squared. And this is all equal to C squared. I leave it as C squared because that's the missing side we're finding, the hypotenuse. My second step is to simplify. 11 squared is the same as 11 times 11. If you don't know off the top of your head what 11 times 11 is, you could use the handy dandy calculator that I literally wrote calculator on Google and this popped up. Type in 11 times 11 is 121. So instead of writing 11 squared, we could simplify it to 121. 4 squared simplified is the same thing as saying 4 plus 4. Not 4 plus 4. 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. So instead of writing 4 squared, we could write 16. And this is all equal to our unknown C squared. Our third step is to add 121 and 16. If you don't know how to do this, use your calculator. 121 plus 16 is equal to 137. So these two numbers added up equals 137, and this is still all equal to C squared. Our next step is we want to solve for C, not C squared. So how do I get rid of this square? You have to do the opposite, which is to take the square root. Now what happens when I take the square root is that the square root symbol actually cancels out with the exponent of 2, so I'm left with C. Now whatever I do to one side, which was taking the square root, I have to do to the other. Square root. This doesn't have an exponent, so I can't cancel out that square root. I have to actually plug this into a calculator, the square root of 137. Well, we have a handy dandy calculator right here. The square root symbol looks like this. Square root of 137 equals 11.7046999, all these numbers. All I want you to do is round it to the nearest tenth, which is the first decimal, or the first spot after the decimal place. So 11.7 is the square root of 137. So C is equal to the square root of 137, which is 11.7. The length of my hypotenuse is 11.7 units. Remember, this number is the biggest because this side, the hypotenuse, will always be your longest side. So if this number is not bigger than your two bases, then you're doing something wrong. Now, what if my triangle looked like this and was upside down? Well, my base could either mean my bottom